beginning of the actual show is the best way to do it.
That's
dude.
right.
Welcome back, dude. Untitled Shoe Show.
USS.
USS. We're out here. We're rocking. We're rolling. It's just me and Yohei on the mics today. Sean said, "Mixer, dude, fuck that." So we're just rocking. Sean's still here though. He's here for moral support. We love you. He's big dog behind the scenes right now. Yeah, man, it's been a good week. We got some sneaker news. We had Super Bowl. I saw your boys won.
That's right.
I was a Birds guy, dude. I fucking like the Birds.
For sure. I mean, I took a very good guess early in the week, and I just stuck with it. I said this is a coin flip. You know, I win coin flips half the time, and I was like, I'm gonna treat this the same way. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, and I'm just gonna be like super confident about it.
Yeah,
I mean, the same crew neck all week.
Nice. So you're probably half the reason they won. That crew neck.
Yeah, I'll give all.
I mean, at least
that crew neck is what did it. Not me. Yeah.
I mean, at least a percentage of their win is designated to you.
But also on top of that, I kept hearing that Chiefs quarterback
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
P Dog Mahomes.
Yeah. Too far? Okay, I heard that. He's just very good, and I'm just going off that. I'm like, okay, sweet.
I mean,
Travis Kelce from Cleveland, and he's bought stuff from Highland Throwback, so I have to show him love too.
I mean, those are valid reasons, dude. One, I support anyone named Patrick usually, and also, I mean, it was Kelce versus Kelce, so that was kind of a cool little Cleveland shout out, dude. Real most important thing though. First off, trailers. We got some trailers.
Yes.
We got Flash. We got Fasten your seatbelts.
Bro, I was a little confused, and Sean, I know you might have saw it, but did I see Batman played by the original dude, like
Michael Keaton? Keat Dog?
Is that what I saw?
Dude, your eyes did not deceive you, my friend.
Okay.
There's not one, but two Batman in that movie.
Sweet.
So we're getting Ben Affleck, Bad Affleck is coming back.
Is this some kind of multiverse thing?
Yeah, it's a multiverse. So it's, in a nutshell, it's called Flashpoint. Basically, the Flash is always just like a big pussy because his mom dies. And mind you, everyone in the DC universe has lost their parents.
Okay.
But he's the only egotistical enough one to be like, check it out. I can time travel, and I'm going to fucking go back. So it's basically him going back to a timeline where his mom exists. He breaks the timeline, and then, things are going to ensue. So we're going to get, it looks like Bad Affleck and
we getting Bale? No Bale.
No Bale. Bale will not come back.
Come on.
Bale doesn't do shit for the check, dude, unless it's Thor, Love and Thunder. That's the only check he takes.
That was an odd one, honestly.
And then we're getting Keaton back too, which I feel like he's going to be wildly de-aged for most of it. And then we're getting a Superwoman in it.
Wow.
Because they have to draw attention away from the real-life supervillain that's playing the Flash that is Ezra Miller.
Right.
They're like, hey, we know that your superhero is a an alleged kidnapper, groomer, assaulter. I mean, really any kind of like lower level physical crime he's into. But we also got a trailer for your favy, dude. Your favorite series of all time.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my brain.
I can't believe you almost forgot that.
No, well, I already saw the trailer like a couple days ago.
Oh, you're like in the loop. Universal sends
Vin
it.
Diesel like.
Oh, Vin sends them to you.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Big Vin dog.
And that trailer really is
insane, concerning
because in Fast 5, that's what it was. So 5 movies ago.
Hold on. I hope right now we're about to go into you having a continuity issue with the Fast and the Furious
we're
franchise.
Good. I got it all.
The continuity has been zero.
I wrote a dissertation on the Fast and Furious franchise. Speaking of which, Vice has a wonderful 2 episodes out now about behind the scenes with Fast and Furious, how it came about and everything. Anyway, basically, they went to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, the whole Fast family, right?
Yes.
And they
family
wreaked
vacation.
absolute havoc, destroyed the whole city by trying to pull a giant safe out of this.
And not a single one arrested, not a single one out on the run.
Right. One thing for sure is someone died. I mean, many. I think many
who dies in
casualties.
that one?
Millions of dollars of property damage.
Oh, I thought you meant a main character. We don't care about property damage or background characters.
Well,
dude.
they destroyed.
That's Paul
Poor
Walker.
They destroyed poor neighborhoods. They destroyed rich neighborhoods.
We're in Paul Walker era in Fast 5.
Oh, Paul.
Is he alive in Fast 5?
Brian O'Connor, we're gonna call him, paid for his sins. He's
in Fast 5?
No.
Which movie is he not in?
He is not in. 7 was the final one he was
7.
in. Yes.
I mean, Megan's... You only missed 2. I mean, really.
Technically, guys, in the 9th one, he does pull up at the end, but they don't show his face. They just show the blue
so
R34.
He's still alive in the movies.
Skyline.
So he could come back.
He very well could. But basically, Jason Momoa is this Brazilian dude. He's like, I want revenge for what you did, which is just odd. But I'm assuming he is the corrupt politician's like son or something like that. And he's basically like, I'm coming for your family. I'm gonna take it away. I'm like, man, is this necessary? And lo and behold, we got John Cena, who is
back.
Oh well, yeah. Well, he never died. They just went their separate ways.
Him and
but
The Rock.
He's gonna join.
Is The Rock coming back?
I didn't see him in the trailer.
Man, that'd be. What if Vin Diesel and The Rock just squashed it, dude, for the 10th movie? What if they fucking?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know if movie screens could handle having The Rock, John Cena, and Vin Diesel, and Jason Momoa, dude.
So if I have to guess,
that's too many muscles.
Dominic Toretto's mom is in this movie.
Yeah, that's who I assume that lady was who kissed him. That old lady at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw her giving a speech at the family table.
Well, yeah, she I don't know if she kisses him.
By the way, that table cannot. This is getting really big. That table's getting That table was a picnic.
It's like a custom-made picnic table for
in the
50.
Fast and Furious one, that was a board on a bunch of tire rims. Yeah. Now it's like a full-blown Our House advertisement with like seating like 14 people. Like it's kind of getting a little.
It's massive, dude. It's like one of the tables at Hofbrauhaus, dude. It's fucking nuts. Plus, how much weight is on that thing? Again, you got so many muscle dudes.
Yeah,
that's all. It's all muscle dudes who just steal cars. I've never seen a group of people either that have had so many people plot revenge on them. Mm-hmm. I've been alive 32 years. 0, to my knowledge, like real deep revenge plots that have been brewing.
Yeah, so when you if you were to start killing people internationally or
stealing
taking
DVD players
or stealing, maybe. Someone's gonna get upset.
That's true.
You might not be aware of it until years later, and you'll have to settle it on the streets.
What other trailers do we have? I'm trying to think.
I saw
Little Guardians.
Yeah, that looked nice. That looked fun.
I'm ready for the end, dude.
What month is that coming out? I don't even know.
I think it's in the spring. It comes out after Quantumania.
I'm so over seeing Quantumania trailers. I mean, I'm watching Quantumania strictly for canon story reasons. Like
Quantumania is gonna be the best movie they've dropped in a hot minute for sure. I think it's gonna be way better than like Love and Thunder. It's gonna be
Love and Thunder. That bar is so low.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be way better than Wakanda Forever. I mean,
Wakanda Forever was solid, but yeah,
I'm not a big Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
It's mixed reviews.
Tell you what, take it from the guy who saw it twice at the theaters.
Yeah, and
I only saw it twice
who's the
because
Marvel shill now.
Yeah,
I got it for free. But in other big shoe news, dude, Adidas is in a little bit of trouble.
I guess so.
Looks like we got $1.3 billion worth of unsold Yeezy product.
Yeah, man.
That they are sitting on.
That's a lot.
That I think might just be that they might be heading that out to the deserts in New Mexico with the ET games.
I mean, you know, when that whole separation between Ye and Adidas happened, obviously it was ugly. They should have had the foresight to be like in a contract, like we have to legitimately get rid of this or else we got a huge problem on our hands. They should have somehow figured that in there. I don't know. People are complaining like, oh, without the Yeezy branding, it's not Yeezy. I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but what about the stuff that's already made? Like, you know, that's nobody's fault. How about we just shell it off? I personally think...
Well, donation style. I like that.
I personally think DSW or somebody should step up and just be like, we will give you an insane wholesale price deal, like to bail you out, but at least those shoes can go. Because it is nonsense to throw it away, to destroy. It's too much. $1 billion... whatever.
It's like 1.2 billion.
That's way too much. That to fill that landfills with that is just it's worse.
Aren't all the foam runners made of recycled material anyways? Why don't we just recycle it to something else, dude?
This is possible too, but
melt them down, dude. Let's make swords.
No, so 100%. But at this point, I think the most economical thing is someone to wholesale it out and call it a day because like it's just.
How the mighty have fallen when Yeezys are just at DSW and just getting...
Guys, they've... That shoe is not that awesome. It's
none of them are that...
Yeah.
What are the ones that everyone...
Like, again, first ones Foam Runner, that was on our top 10 list a couple years ago because it was, like, kind of new and stuff. But, like, you can't just keep making the same stuff and be like...
They're all just, the more I look at them, the more and more ugly I think they are anyways. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh.
We would all not wear it even if they were given to us for free.
But if we melted them down and turned them into swords, dude, we would all want that.
Nerf content.
That's what I'm saying. Some Nerf swords.
Easy Nerf darts.
Maybe the world gets a little more into LARPing. Everyone gets to calm down a little bit on a Sunday afternoon, pretending to be knights. You know, I think that sounds like a better idea.
Right.
And not only is Adidas in a little hurt from the whole Yeezy backload debacle, they're also feeling a little pain from your girl Beyonce. Mm-hmm. Ivy Park. Looks like it's hemorrhaging about $230 million every drop.
That's not good. Yeah.
Not a good number. What's your thoughts on the Ivy Park stuff? Are you like, you ever get any of it? Does it ever sell?
Yeah. So, you know, when I go thrifting and stuff, I have come across Ivy Park, like, tracksuits and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously that, you know, let's just hypothetically say if it was
in a hypothetical world,
you know, if it was $10-20, I think it's pretty dang fair to sell it for $40, you know, just as a piece of clothing.
What's retail?
Retail is like
I love your
no retail, because sometimes they're brand new. A lot of, you gotta understand, like brands like, you know, Adidas, well, of course Nike too, but these brands, they just give these like comp package or just packages to influencer stuff in hopes that they would wear it and it would help their sales, right? Well, many times these influencers get this stuff and they're like, I don't want to wear this. This is whack, you know.
And they just sell it off to Plato's
they'll
Closet.
just drop it off at a local, you know, Buffalo Exchange or whatever, and it ends up there. It happens all the time. And, you know, I've seen multiple times all these Beyonce shoes, and they really look bad.
Dude, the shoes, that's why I was...
No offense, Adidas.
I've not seen the clothes as much. I've only seen some shoes.
Yeah.
And I feel like the shoes are all, I mean, L's.
Yeah.
I've never seen a line that there's nothing in. And I feel like Beyonce doesn't even fuck with them.
Right. And we're going to talk about the shoes in front of us here. But personally, I think would have been far wiser is like take your signature models that you've had and make like a Beyonce. Do you see how in gold letters it'll have, you know, let's say Stan Smith on the side or whatever? Why not? Why did you guys not make like a gazelle or like some cool Stan Smith that says Beyonce and it's like her special color on the back? Or it could have been made out of fur for all I care. But it's like you're making this fashion sheen looking stuff
that's what it is. It does have that sheen, like it looks low quality for some reason,
right?
And it all just looks really you would never have like a fit with any of those colors unless you were at a highlighter party in your freshman year of college.
And, I understand that their market is towards,
the youths,
people who aren't sneakerheads, but like there are lady sneakerheads out there who love Beyonce. Like, I don't understand why they can't make a superstar or like all this stuff, but instead they went this odd route of making clothes that you can only wear once, if you even could. Like, I mean,
you can only wear, like, as soon as you take them off, it just immediately is disintegrated into your
something like that. Yeah, but
all the clothes are made of sugar, so steer clear of the rain.
That's all on Adidas. I didn't know about this whole hemorrhaging, losing a lot of money, but yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, they're
for
not
business.
They're not doing great right now. It seems like.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say though, I was very impressed when it first launched. They had this cool marketing thing where they they sent one to Cardi B, Zendaya, and all these, probably Kylie or whoever. They sent a full-blown like overnight shipment of a clothing rack.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was like wrapped, and it was whatever. I think it was orange was the color, and it said Ivy Park. And these girls would get these packages, and they're like, "Oh my God, Beyonce, thank you."
There's no one who deserves free clothes more than millionaires.
You zip it open, and it's just like racks of full outfits and the shoes underneath. And I'm like, okay, as far as a marketing and packaging aspect, I have definitely not seen anybody just ship a full-blown clothing rack. Usually it's just cardboard boxes filled with stuff. But I was like, okay, this is cool. But yeah, as far as like the whole collectability and like girls lining up for it, I never saw it, and
never gonna see it.
And I guess, like you said, they're hemorrhaging money.
So you already touched on it a little bit. We're definitely going to be talking some Stan Smiths today. But one question I do have for you, it's everywhere. They're here.
Uh-oh.
They're the big red boots, dude.
Okay, sure.
What has been...
Did we touch on that last week?
We talked about it last week, about how cool they were going to be.
Dude, it is going viral. So, when I first saw it was the very first of, the reveal.
When you first saw Astro Boy.
And, I was in love. But now I've seen probably like 50 different people wear it. A good chunk of their outfits are terrible. Some were just like, they did outfits that I couldn't even think of. For example, Poggy from Japan. He wore like a double-breasted pinstripe suit and was wearing the red boots as if he was an Astro Boy villain. And then I saw a Shy, I think, who's a basketball player. He wore like baggy cargo pants that went over the top part. So just like red balls on the bottom of his feet. That's another fit too,
So you're loving the fits.
Majority of them, no. Some, yes. But like ultimately the shoe, it's absolutely going viral. And one more thing that I don't know if you know is, are you aware of the resale price of the shoe right now?
No, I did see that the retail price is...
Resale. Yeah, retail's
$350.
Yeah, they're reselling for 2 bands right now.
2 full 5-piece bands.
Yeah.
For the price of 1 pair of shoes.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's crazy though. Like $2,000 for some shoes that, in all honesty, are just kind of like a rubber mold. Yeah, it is. That's what Mischief's whole thing has been, is like this troll. So Sean brings up a good point. I saw some videos of people
that one guy.
Yeah, he's trying to get him like off his feet because he's fucking.
Dude, my man's probably got song selection was so funny.
My dude's probably got a hot foot, and not in a sexual way, a sweaty foot. My man's got a sweaty, thick foot. He's trying to get him out. He's suction cupped in there. What, you got to cut these things off? It's like a cast.
Jaws of life.
Yeah. It's like if you were an anime and you needed a cast put on, they'd give you those boots.
Hopefully your boy on the 16th gets a pair for retail, because that's all I would like to pay, honestly.
Is that $350?
$350.
Do we know how limited they are? Because it seems like everyone in the world has. They haven't even dropped. Yeah, and everyone has.
All I'll say is Mischief is again, whoever's behind Mischief, they know what they're doing, and they're not. This is not a pre-order type shoe. All their stuff, they make sure it's like kind of hyped up, so hard to get. So it's gonna be it's gonna sell out.
No, it's definitely they'll be sold out in mere. I would honestly say 5 minutes or less. Shoes are gone.
Yeah, that Mischief site too. That looks like you're downloading a virus the moment you go on.
I feel like I'm in Hackers.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden, I'm Angelina Jolie.
Sean, if you go on MSCHF or whatever.com, oh my goodness,
mischief
it's like
minus the vowels.
Yes,
mischief.
It's almost like that store we were talking about in West 25th.
What store?
That's right. Okay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, so now we have some Stan Smith knowledge coming to us. You've been glossing through this book the whole episode, so I'm sure
I needed to.
That's pretty audibly visible. And
I have this book that's by Rizzoli. It's fantastic. It's called Stan Smith. Some people think I'm a shoe, and that's the truth.
And he's a man.
Yeah, he is a man. He's a tennis icon.
And is that how you pronounce it? Stan Smith?
Yeah, is that how you pronounce it?
That's the correct. I'm just double checking.
Me too. What was funny, y'all, is before this episode, I was like, I have to check on YouTube real quick how to pronounce this name.
Yeah, so we had to watch a bunch of French videos.
Because before this was called the Stan Smith, it was another tennis player, before Stan Smith, and I've been pronouncing it Haylet for as long as I've known. And I'm like, I don't want to mispronounce that name.
I mean, the internet episode. Literally, you mispronounce it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 48 hours, ripped off YouTube. Our $8 from Patreon we're getting monthly, guess what? Gone. Sean, poorhouse.
Our revenue streams will dry out. And so we pull up this video, and it's a French dude. The title was in French, but I could see the name in the title, and we're just waiting for this guy to say the name, and he goes, Robert Hayet. I was like, oh, okay, that's it.
So Robert, these are the OG Robert Hayets.
Yes, and as you could see, that's what it looked like. Definitely had no green on the back. 1964.
So 1964, first rendition of this shoe from Adidas.
Correct. And it said Haye on the tongue. So there you have it. I think
the story.
That's it, guys.
They were once called Robert Hayes.
Check back with us next week for
So why the fuck they change it, dude? Robert Hayes kill someone?
Oh my god.
I mean, what was there a falling out? He kind of Kanye'd him again?
I'm gonna be honest.
We don't know.
This is so long ago that I cannot even begin to give you a bystander opinion on that matter. But all I know is that on the tongue, you have a picture of Stan Smith's face, but it used to say Haye on the top. And at some point,
it was kind of when what was it, Homo sapien and Neanderthal walked together, dude. So it was a Haye and a Stan Smith. Right?
That's one way to describe it.
I mean, listen, I'm a fucking scientist.
Why don't you pick up that shoe right there?
Which one?
Right in front of you.
This old one?
Yeah.
All right.
This thing is so old, y'all, that the bottom is petrified.
Yeah, I mean this.
If Pat tried to flex that thing, you're gonna see crumbs everywhere. It's gonna be like busting open an organic Nature Valley bar.
How rare are we talking here, dude? Is this Sotheby's?
No, not in that condition. So this was about 5 years ago. That's really when my fascination for Stan Smith really came to the fore, and I was like, man, this shoe is really old. I'd love to have an old one, even though the condition is terrible. And here we have it. You got
a date on these things, or?
I mean, it's definitely 70s at the very latest.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is not. So the other one actually has a Stan Smith here. It doesn't say Haye. So we can
kind of get a little timeline here.
Yeah, we can conclude it's not the 60s because only the 60s one. But let me just give you a little idea. If this was brand new condition, it said Haye with the blue box,
$60,000.
Okay, now not there yet. Not there quite yet.
$59,000.
Stan Smith did not beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record yet, nor did he die for his sins. So I would say $2,000.
LeBron or G's.
Crispy. A
A brand new one, looking to
2,000. Yeah, which is just too much for me to spend on a Stan Smith. But
also,
I appreciate it.
Also, it's a shoe that, from the looks of it, all right, from this one, from let's say the 70s, just to be fair. So, what's the newest one on the table we got here?
Probably, yeah, just the one in front of you. So that Stan Smith actually came out with this book. Do you see
They both have similar handwriting.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a clue. This shoe hasn't changed that much. It's pretty much the same. Like,
one has seen the sun.
Yeah, I mean, I get that one's old,
right?
But like, it's the same way that
exactly. And so that's when we can use the word timeless because, I think some things we look back and we're like, we would never wear disco high heel, boots, right? But like, we can look at something like this. Style. It's from the same time, and we're like, wow, the Stan Smith has, lasted this long, well past Stan Smith's career, and what I find fascinating is, from my understanding, I don't think there's a Stan Smith 2 or 3. There might have been, and it failed so hard that they're like,
swept it under the rug.
But
no, it's the thing. I like a Stan Smith is not my cut of a shoe, but I do respect it the same way as a lot of the other heritage shoes that Adidas has always had. As in, like, a Superstar, a fucking Samba. I feel like Adidas has a lot of great silhouettes that way. And a Stan Smith is also a classic collab shoe to me.
Definitely.
It's such a blank canvas.
Which they dropped the ball on Beyonce, but continue, yes.
It's such a blank canvas that fucking you can do whatever, and as long as you still have these very, the same similar shape, you can do anything to the shoe, and it still identifies as a Stan Smith.
Absolutely.
What are your go-tos? Because I see you got, I'm assuming, one collab on here.
Yep.
What is your go-to, like, other collabs that they've done?
For sure.
That you have been thoroughly impressed with. So not necessarily the most popular, but which
definitely.
ones do you be really fucking with, Give me the truth, dude.
So let's just start with this one. Pat, you're just in a position, both of them, please. Thank you. So these are actually, I thrifted these in Columbus, believe it or not. These are samples.
Ooh, this a little sample sale?
Yeah, so these are actually, if you lift the tongue right here.
Okay.
It says, designed by Shigeki Fujishiro. I don't know if you got, does that say on there?
Oh, yeah. I see you.
Right. And we have here a sample tag.
Oh, it's got the sample tag.
This John was $50, I think, at Ragorama. It's from 2014, so that is 9 years ago. What I find very cool about this Stan Smith, that Shigeki Fujishiro, he is a designer more than a clothing, brand, he's creative type stuff.
An artist over just a producer.
What he did was, if you see a Stan Smith has holes, it has 4, 9, 9 plus 6, 15. 15 holes on the side. I did a little math, guys. I'm excited. And what he did was he did like the combinations of patterns he can with straight lines of different elastic thread.
Yes.
Wow. That's what you call a sneakerhead right there.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
But I think this is fun. I think this is really cool, very clean, very minimal, but very playful.
A real version of these ever officially drop?
Yes.
Okay, so
they're very rare though, and I just happen to find a sample.
How different is the sample versus the actual drop? Or are they the exact same?
Yeah, from the I zoomed in on the general release pairs, and it seems like they're identical. I didn't see any different patterns or something like that.
Got you.
But again, this shoe doesn't come up online a lot and appears to be brand new here. But again, who would have thought you could have made that shape? out of these 15 or however many holes I just said. Who would have thought, So
No, I think these are sick. What other
I think another one I have to give to Colette. Colette was
Shout out.
is a
RIP?
RIP, yeah. It was a store that I never got to go to in France, Paris, France. And she made, I got a picture right here. She made a Stan Smith that was blue upper, white, what do you call that? Dots, right?
polka dots? Yeah,
Polka dots,
spots.
yeah. Very playful, very fun, but just like
Well, that's
such
a big like Colette thing too. Is like the fucking spots on shit, right? Because I think
Absolutely.
that like that blue is their big color.
blue is their only, that's their principal color. So
What
another one is they've collaborated for sure with like the likes of Horween and stuff. So basically they're like, all right, let's scrap the whole white and green color, and they just make the whole thing like super premium, actual leather.
Gotcha.
So those are always fun that I've seen. I gotta give a huge shout out to Pharrell, because Pharrell technically has worn the most iconic Stan Smiths
he is
in music.
I was
would
gonna say the Swarovski crystal Stan Smiths.
almost happened, but somebody else outbid me on that.
I know. Why? I can't. If Pharrell ever comes on, dude. Mm-hmm. I know you might be a little nervous to call him out, but listen.
Oh, I would do no such thing.
I'd call him out, dude.
I think we'd be talking about other subjects.
No, first thing. How could you have robbed my man's? What, you're gonna let Drake buy this stuff? Drake? You're gonna let Drake buy up all your stuff? Why don't you let a guy named Yohei buy it?
It is what it is.
What was that website called? Unicorn? Pegasus? What was the auction
that
site?
site was called Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Spelled Joo. Who knows? But
Joo. What else? What else we need to know about Stan Smith, dude? This is today. We gave you your topic. Sean said, "I'm not even getting on the mic. I want Yohei."
Look,
I know your shoes are in the book.
I didn't even know that. This is a big book, y'all. I didn't even flip through
You
every
ever read
page.
the whole thing?
Yeah.
You did books by tape for Rizzoli.
That's super cool. All right, awesome. But
So Yohei has just found a picture of the shoes we just showed. The ones by
Shigeki,
Shideki,
G sound. Shigeki,
Shigeki,
Fujishiro.
You
nailed it. You nailed it.
Surprisingly, these really cool sample shoes are also in this book about that shoe.
Nice. But yeah, Stan Smiths, y'all. I think I know we're all evolving. The sneaker culture is always evolving, but I really think every person should have at least one Stan Smith that you connect to. I guess you have to do your research.
Everyone it's like an Air Force One. Everyone has to have one.
I feel like it won't hurt. They're not expensive.
We don't need the Stan Smiths, but it can't hurt to have them.
It can't. It cannot.
What's Stan Smith's deal, dude? I wish he would have had a history about Stan Smith, because this guy sounds like he killed this Robert Haley fella.
Yeah, so
is what I assume happened.
I apologize, y'all, but this is why this book exists. I'm not just the shoe, because all I do know is about the shoe.
I know,
He's a tennis player. I'm sorry.
So he's a tennis player. Is he American? Stan Smith sounds like an American name to me. Stan Smith, I'm pretty sure, the name of American Dad. Yes. So, I mean, how much more American can you get than
he is,
than
without a doubt,
like that?
Possibly from America, yes.
So, 1960s, Stan Smith obviously probably murders Robert Haley.
Oh, snap. You already know who drew that.
There's a Gons Stan Smith, which is very sick.
So Mark Gonzalez just drew all over a white Stan Smith. And actually, that's why I have that Stan Smith over there.
The all whites, dude?
Yeah.
The white on whites?
This is the white on whites, which is actually not common. Common.
The white on white Stan Smith, and I guess the green and white Stan Smith, is also I feel like the official shoe of country clubs. I think it is, if you join a country club, they're like, boom, we're getting you a pair of Stan Smiths. Because without this, you ain't living right around here. You can't be on the polo grounds in a pair of fucking Prestos, dude. You gotta be in your white on white Stan Smiths and get that good red clay up on them.
Right. And so the reason why I have this on standby is I very much am fascinated by the manufacturing and creating of dyes and pigments.
Yeah.
Like you go to Africa and you got these indigo pits that people be dunking stuff, and
Dude, those things are fucking volatile too.
right, like it gets on your skin. It's
Oh,
on
yeah.
there for a long time, right? You know, and what I wanted to do was at some point in my travels, I'm in no rush, by the way, with this, but I would like to create or find my own pigment and then paint this right here in that pigment, and that could be like my little
A little project.
yeah,
A little project
my
that
individual Stan Smith.
Yeah, you discover your own color using a pigment that you've also discovered through worldly travels, and then we dye just the heel part of a pair of Stan Smiths, and that's called a pet project, dude. I mean,
Exactly.
Listen,
That's called a side quest.
Yeah,
And
maybe-
your
maybe
XP goes up. You get a skill point.
$1 million, $2 million later, someone's got a little special custom pair of shoes.
Right. That's how
Are
it
they?
is.
Other than Stan Smiths, I already said superstars. What do you think? Because I think these are the shoes that they need to focus on to get Adidas out of. There he is, the guy the criminal. They
Live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. What other silhouettes from Adidas do you think are due to help I think these classic silhouettes are what's going to help them bounce back from all this Kanye stuff.
For sure.
So other than we got Stan Smith.
So before I say
superstars.
anything real quick, I want you to look at the original Stan Smith.
All right.
They always talk about, man, make things like they used to be. Look at that tongue. See how it's like a foam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still to this day, it's holding
Still
up,
good.
which is amazing.
I feel the memory. There's many memories in this foam.
Right. And now let's compare that to my all white ones over there.
This is a tongue test.
Yeah. See how it's like totally
Shitty.
different? Yeah. So
There's
many
no
times.
memories here.
Yeah, exactly. No
This is a
memories.
sad tongue.
There's
This
no
is the
memories.
saddest tongue.
No
I've
memories
ever
yet
had.
until we get some pigment back there, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna milk my own snails and to get a little purple dye, or just like climb to the top of a mountain to get that rare.
And we're gonna YouTube that whole process for you.
But anyway, so when they make shoes now, they're either cutting corners or they're just like dropping the ball and staying faithful to the original, right?
Yeah.
And so I would only say to Adidas, like, when you do these superstars and Stan Smiths, make it crispy. Don't cheap out on materials. Let's make it, do the like.
Make a good shoe.
I didn't bring any superstars because we're talking about Stan Smiths, but like the Superstar 2
Or
is
even-
one of the dumbest. Like in my opinion,
Oh yeah.
the tongue is like not foam. It should be like that. It's like this padded stuff.
What do you feel about?
Bill's
Because
no
another shoe that Adidas been popping off with is the Forums.
Oh yeah, of course.
How you feel about some Forums?
Forums are fine too, but again, I haven't seen any like collaborations that were standout with the Forums. To where I was just like, wow.
What about the Kareem ones, dude? They just dropped them.
Yeah, so the Kareem Adidas shoes actually look like Stan Smith's on a high top version.
Yeah.
They did a little with it, but it wasn't again stand out, like, because he's just
No, they're-
not that kind of fashion icon, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I also don't love the silhouette of the Forum. I think it's
By the way, I was still laughing about how Kareem passed the basketball to LeBron the other night. He was like,
Oh yes, I forgot that was like a very timely drop for them. They had to have known, like, all right, we're gonna guesstimate LeBron breaking the title. We can drop some Kareem shit. Someone did the math and was like, all right, in this month he's breaking this title. Yeah, couple Miss Piggy
Sean.
ones, dude. Little
Yeah.
Miss Piggy pair of Stan
and
Smiths.
that's what I'm saying is I love the Stan Smith because it is minus the Air Force One, in my opinion, is the most okay, I forgot about the Vans Authentics, but aside that, it's the most like blank canvas of a shoe you can get.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I feel like it's
so much freedom.
I feel like it's even more of an open canvas than a fucking Air Force One.
It is because
there's
of
no
the swoosh.
Yeah. And the dots on it really don't matter at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Having those covered up is not a big thing to.
In fact, you're familiar with Raf Simons? Raf Simons made his own
Raf
stance.
Simmons?
Raf Simons, yeah.
Brad Simmons?
No, it's Raf. It's Raf Simons, but he made the dots in the shape of an R on the side. So that's
I
a
always
clean
thought those
look
were
too.
Reeboks. I'm just kidding. I know Raf Simmons, dude. I'm a cool fashion fella.
For sure.
But dude, this has been a very enlightening conversation of Stan Smith.
Pretty simple, you know. Again, I'm not gonna act like I'm a big Stan Smith fan, but I do love the shoe, and I know enough to know the general history of it. And I think a lot of people didn't know that Stan Smith could be
killed
this
Robert
cool. Like,
Haley.
you guys are missing out. I think if you're just glossing over that and like looking at, I don't know what people are trying to get these days. I feel like people are trying to get
Travis Scott's, dude.
Doc Martens, and like, I don't know, they're just like, they hone into something they saw on Instagram and they just can't think outside of it. And I'm like, okay, listen, I mean,
just gotta see
let's
someone
widen
on
our views here. Like,
Broaden our horizons.
Yeah,
dude.
don't
and that's
forget
why we're all wearing big red rubber boots now.
right.
It's a very cool thing.
Right. It does make me wonder, are we going to see Mischief collaborate with another brand? You know, they've done is artists so far. I don't know.
Well, they did, if you technically, and we brought this up, they did do those devil shoes.
Yeah, that's an artist though.
I agree, but so I think that burned the bridge with Nike because Nike was like pissed about it, even though they did make a Jesus shoe that everyone ignores with holy water in the sole of it.
That was my question: was the whole shoe fake, or did they take Air Max 97s and inject holy water? I don't know, because it looks like real Nike 97s from the picture.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, someone has taken apart one of those shoes and figured out how to put shit in there and add stuff. I mean, the whole blood in the shoe thing. Hey, guess what? Ever hear of a little guy named Gene Simmons? They all at Kiss put their blood into a comic book ink. It's not
Really?
And also, again, the devil doesn't care.
Well, I'll tell you,
he's not like, ooh, I saw you wearing my shoes. Come on downstairs.
So that reminds me of Joey Jordison, the drummer for Slipknot. He took some of his blood and made into the drumsticks, like the paint in the drumsticks.
Yeah,
people do weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not like the craziest thing in the world. But I don't know if Mischief, I think that burned their bridge with Nike, so I don't think we get a Mischief collab with Nike. I kind of don't really want them to collab with anyone. I want them to keep trolling the world and making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, off of products.
My friend, millions.
That are just completely on the most impractical thing in the world. Mm-hmm. The only nice part about it to me is at least the big red boots, if you bought them, honestly, pretty cool house decoration. Like, it looks like you just have a pair of Astro Boy boots. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Like, a bunch of nerds are like, finally.
It's kind of like how Cleveland has that the leg with the lamp thing everywhere. Like, this could be the new...
It's the new leg with the lamp?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's also not just a Cleveland thing. That's an everywhere thing, dude. People love that leg lamp.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought that was strictly Cleveland.
No, it's from Christmas Story.
Which was Cleveland.
Well, it was shot in Cleveland. I don't even think it takes place in Cleveland. It does. Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever say that, but it does.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if,
To be honest, today's my off day. I should check that house out. It's... Oh, what?
The Christmas Story house?
No, I'm just like, oh, there
February?
it is. I might have passed it a million times.
Oh, yeah. Driving past it is 100% as much as you need to do.
Oh, I had no plan on going.
Okay, I thought you were.
Listen, y'all. I had no plan of going inside. Now, if we're talking about the Fast and Furious home, there will be pictures taken in front. I will be like in a very respectful pose.
Is the Fast and the Furious house like famous?
Oh, it's extremely, insanely famous. That poor neighborhood. Their street parking situation's out of control because so many
street racers
racers come and just park in front. They take group pictures and stuff. But they've actually put, I've done a Google Street View,
of course,
to confirm the address that I found.
Obviously,
and there's already like signs that are like no trespassing,
no street racers, only family.
Yeah,
like all the signs just say family parking only.
What's crazy is that house is like 2 minutes from downtown LA, in this quaint neighborhood, but it's also right next to that market where Brian O'Connor's character, he got a tuna sandwich from Mia.
Yes, the classic scene of Brian getting
tuna
sandwich,
tuna no crust, right? So if you notice here,
yeah. He got her tuna sandwich.
See, look, I have it on my GPS right here. It says.
You have it saved?
No, right here. It says the Fast and Furious house.
Dude, it only takes us 2 days to get there.
It's on Kensington Road.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say let's just get the fuck out of here. I was just watching. Speaking of famous houses, the house from Breaking Bad. The person who bought it is getting pissed that people keep wanting to see her house.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
And the house had to have been sold at a premium, I imagine, because it's a famous house. Yeah. What?
He knew he was getting into.
Oh, it's some white lady, dude. It's a classic.
I've made it 3D. Do you see it right there in the middle? Right in the middle.
Oh yes, of course. How could I forget that?
What's crazy is the owner took. I don't know why, but the entire backyard has a house that's even bigger than the Fast and Furious home, and there's no more garage back there.
Why would you get rid of the garage, dude?
I don't even know.
That's where so many iconic scenes have taken place.
What needs to happen?
Vin Diesel kissing Brian O'Connor.
What needs to happen
is their first kiss.
That house needs to be purchased and completely restored.
To the original.
I mean, this is madness. Nobody needs to live there. You live somewhere else.
And because you could have Tyrese work there while he's no longer doing movies.
Dude, Tyrese would start crying. He'd be like,
man, I just want $5. Just give me a little bit of money.
What more do you want from me?
And they're like, to be a good actor.
Where is he? He's washed up.
No, he's not washed up.
He had some weird thing where he was just asking a lot of famous people, I think, for money. And he was just like, dude, let me have 50 grand, man. And they're like, no. And then he was doing his deals with Fast and the Furious. And he's like, I should be getting paid more. And they're like, you are completely replaceable. You are just a guy screaming throughout all these movies.
Tyrese is a comic relief, of course, but
it's comic relief and just a screaming
his baby mama freaking required, or not required, but the demanded I think $20,000
Oh, he's paying a lot of child support, huh?
In child support, and he's like, "What more do you want from me?"
Yeah, he's like he's like, "What'd you say about my fucking child support?" It's $19,000, not $20,000, motherfucker.
If you notice here too, see that's the house, and right there is the market.
The famous market where
which people
Brian
go
O'Connor ate Mia's tuna sandwich.
And that's
honestly,
what my lunch will be, guys. No.
Beautiful. Well, guys, this has been a thrilling, enthralling, knowledgeable, amazing episode of Untitled Shoe Show. As always, youtube.com, Untitled Shoe Show. Thumbs up, leave a comment, fucking turn on notifications. That's a thing people say. Go to patreon.com, though, and fucking type /threads and dreads. We got a new episode that's about to get posted. Sean's on it. We're killing. It's me and Sean talking a couple movies. Just a couple fucking Robert Ebert and Joel Siskel, dude. We're like the two grumpy men in the Muppets. So go fucking get that shit and check it out. Thank you, as always, to Yohei for coming through. Check out Highland Throwbacks, both Akron and Cleveland locations. And go to our Instagram and give us a fucking little follow. It's Threads and Dreads Pod on Instagram. We're going to appreciate it. And thank you, Sean, as always, dude.
Thank you.
We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.